Ready, set, let's grow your social. Before introducing your host for this session, we want to see your social media talent. So share where you are watching JOINATION from. Post your selfie on the social platforms using the hashtag JOINATION. Help us spread the joy and take your chance to win a Joico product prize package. With that being said, let me introduce you to our industry's expert of social media. Please give a cheer in the chat for the one and only Cynthia Baker from Saga House.
Oh, thank you, Lean. I appreciate that introduction and welcome all Joy Nation attendees. I hope you're ready to grow your social media. So I have tons of tips to share with you. But first, what I want you to do is go in the chat box and add your Instagram name. So we also call I want you to do that right now. Go in and put in your Instagram name. And then the next step, your homework assignment, Joy Nation homework assignment, is to follow at least 5 other colleagues that are in the chat box as well. And this is how you're going to instantly grow followers whenever you are sharing your Instagram name. And it's simple as when someone is sitting in your salon chair, all you have to do is ask them and say, "Are you on Instagram? Are you on TikTok? Are you on Facebook?" And usually, majority of the time, the answer is yes, I am. And then you can say, "Can I follow you?" I'm like, absolutely. But what happens automatically? They're going to want to follow you right back. And now you have your social media audience captivated, your target audience where they can see your beautiful work and creation. So let's get started. I hope you have your pen and paper and ready to take notes. Okay. So a little bit about me. My name is Cynthia Baker. I am the CEO social media agency and proud partner of Joico. So I work with many brands such as Joico on how to grow your social, how to go viral, how to do community management. And I'm also a hairdresser. Now, what's pretty cool is I get to teach social media all around the world, both in person and virtually. And what I realize my passion is when I can teach the hairdresser how to grow their business and increase their revenue. When I was a young hairdresser, the way I grew my business behind the chair was being at the salon as much as possible and taking those walk-ins. Now, with our digital era, it's a game changer what social media can do right in the comfort of your own home or at the salon or even in between clients. So many of the people that I work with, again, are brands, influencers, and every day we're looking across social, how are we going to go viral? Because if we go viral, we'll gain new followers. We also work with celebrities and athletes. And it's super fun because, again, just like the CJ Perry, which is formerly the Lana at WWE, she has now 3.8 million followers, and it's how do we get past 100,000 likes? How do we get more than 1,000 comments? And so it's really about identifying who your target audience is. And so in this session, we're going to talk about 3 key things: how to attract new customers into your salon digitally. We're also going to talk about social tips on increasing revenue and services with existing clients. You're going to learn how to hopefully are going to really help you. Okay, so we have a lot of stuff to go over today. But before we begin, this is a huge question that I have to ask you. What is your social purpose? And the reason why I ask you this question is because many times we are consistently doing social media and we're like, why am I spending all this time doing social media? What am I gaining out of it? So if you have to identify what that purpose is, then when the time comes where you're tired or you're how do I get to the next level, or I don't feel like posting today, you can sit back and go, this is why I'm doing it. Now, in marketing, we call, there's a term called an ROI, which is return on investment. That means that you spent X amount of, and that marketing dollars brought you back X amount of revenue. With social media, I call it ROT, which means return on your time. It's a free platform. All you have to do is invest in your time. And I promise you, with that will come great reward. But let's get back to your audience. So we'll pretend there's two virtual buckets, okay? And so one bucket is your professional bucket. The second bucket is your consumer bucket. Now, many times as hairdressers, what happens is we want to be entertained. We want to see what's avant-garde or what's different or what's new. And so many times we create content for other fellow professionals, which is amazing if you're an educator and you really want to grow your education base of other hairdressers and salons. But let me ask you this. How many times when your client is sitting in your chair, do they say, wow, my hair never looks this good, only when you do it? How do I make it look this beautiful all the time? This is your opportunity to show your consumers how to recreate the look. Because who is sitting in your chair spending money on your services and products? The consumer. And sometimes all it takes is a video on how to blow dry the fringe, how to curl long hair, how to curl short hair, how to do a low pony, maybe do a braid. The simple basics that as hairdressers we go, well, that's simple. Who wants to learn that? Your clients, your customers want to learn exactly how to do those things. And that is the difference. So what I want you to do right now is in the chat box, and there's no right answer. You can decide, I want to do 50% professional content, and I also want to do 50% consumer content, or 75%, 25. It's whatever you want to make it, okay? So in the chat box right now, think about, well, I want to be 100% consumer because I need new customers right now in my chair. Now, some people might say, I have plenty of customers. I don't need any more. I am booked for months. Well, that's fantastic. But ability and relevancy for people to go, oh, wow, this person's really good, or they're the expert in their industry because they have this content, okay? So put that in the chat box. And now let's take a little look on what are some examples of pro content, AKA professional content. What does content even mean? Content could be pictures or videos, anything you post to social media. And then we're going to take a look after this on what consumer content looks like. Okay. Now, this video I'm about to show you is by Joico educator Katrina Kelly, and I love it because she doesn't use a client, she doesn't use a doll head. She is strictly speaking to the professional audience. Okay. So let's take a peek at what Katrina Kelly created.
Grey hair so resistant? That's such a great question. Here we go. Obviously everyone's grey hair is unique to them and their hair type. However, this is the reason why grey hair is resistant. Grey hair loses pigment, but it doesn't lose keratin. The more keratin that's pushed out will create more cuticle layers. The more cuticle layers, the harder to penetrate inside.
I love Katrina's personality. Isn't she amazing? So that snippet taught you about gray coverage and how it penetrates the hair and giving you that education as a professional. So now let's take a look at a case study of a consumer type of content, also by Katrina Kelly.
Super important step with freshly shampooed hair is a buildable product. So I'm using Joico volumizing cream, and then what we need to do is blow dry from side, so left to right, not in the center at all. You're just going left to right until the hair is completely dry. Making sure that you hold your chin up. This will help to flatten out that root area, which is what we want for this look. And then with a bigger brush from left to right, I'm swirling the ends away from my face. Now, a little tip that I always give to hairdressers and to clients is if you can learn to swap hands, it means that you get to mirror both sides of your bangs. So now we swap back to a smaller round brush and we're just heating up the hair to expand that curl a little bit more, and then voila, we'll just spray out areas with a little bit of humidity blocker or hairspray, and then just reshape your bangs and smile and just love yourself, basically.
Okay, now how many of you want to create that fringe right now? I know I do, it's so cute. But what Katrina just did was showed not just pros, but really focus on consumer on how to create a trending fringe. And it was simple, it was on herself. And here's the thing, she shows how to use it with Joico product. Okay. And what happens with the consumer is they want this, they look at it, want to recreate it. And the next time they come into the salon, they're going to make a purchase of retail to recreate the look. So it's almost like prepping your retail before your customer even gets into your salon, right? You're almost pre-selling for them. Okay. So let's dive a little deeper. So now let's take a peek at what percentage, after looking at pro and consumer, do you have? Did your percentage change? Do you feel like you want to be 100% consumer, 50% pro, 50-50? Do you want to be 100% professional because you really want to be a top-line educator for the industry? What is that? So add it to the chat box and let's continue. Now, we're going to look at why is it important to create viral content in your salon? Because the more viral content you create, the more new followers you get, which equals to new customers. Once again, sitting in your chair, paying for your products and services, okay? So the more viewership you also have, you create that awareness for stylists, for salons, and you build that awareness. And it also gives you more post engagement. So the more viral a video becomes, the greater the engagement is. So I'll give you a quick example. When you first go to post, Instagram only shows, and Facebook and TikTok, to a small amount of people. So let's just say it's this little circle. If those people within that circle like, comment, share, engage with your post, it will continue to grow. Then it'll go to the next, it'll widen that circle. If those people also engage, share, like, then it will continue to grow and grow, therefore creating viral content. So we're gonna check this video out by Joico's David Murray and show you how this, like what he did to make this viral go video. So let's take a look. Now, what I love about this video is David is showing, you feel like you're there with him and you're watching this haircut over his shoulder and he's showing the detail of how to create this short hair look, right? And so even if you're a consumer, you go, wait a second, I want this haircut. I need to make an appointment with David. And if you're a pro, you're like, how did he create the base, that haircut on the base of the neck? What did he do for that detail? So this video in particular got over 400,000 views. If I'm correct, this is David's most viral video out there, and it has over 144 comments, which is fantastic. People are sharing it, they're engaging, and they're watching it over and over again. Now, notice he take the look from shampoo bowl or the color technique. He started with the dry haircut, the finishing of the haircut, and then showed the end result, okay? So again, what Instagram and social media does, it's what I call budget-friendly marketing, that all you have to do is ROT, return on your time, invest in your time, and it'll bring it back to you. Now, if you see David or you have a one-on-one with him on the table talks or anything else, ask him, how many followers did you gain from your one viral video? And I'm sure he's gonna give you an amazing number. All right, let's talk next about this one. I'm so excited to share this one. Now, if you haven't followed Paul Watts' hair yet on YouTube, please go do it right now today, because when I first saw Paul's YouTube, I was blown away. And I also want to share with you that when people go, wow, how do you create a YouTuber? Should I create a YouTube? You are the beauty professional expert. No one knows beauty more than you, right? And you can create this too. Now, across this book by David Merman Scott. And in this book called Phenocracy, he talks about newsjacking. And you're like, okay, well, what is newsjacking? Newsjacking is when you take something popular or trending in the media and you turn it into content for yourself that people are going to be looking at. Maybe they're searching keywords on YouTube and it'll help you populate, okay? Now, when I saw this with Paul, I'm like, this is genius, because in this video, he created a Squid Game haircut. Squid Game is hottest videos or movies on Netflix right now. So he did a newsjack and took something that's popular and created his own look, okay? Something that's trending. So let's take a peek at Paul Watts on YouTube. And I love this. I love his graphics too. If you can see from this to this, it's so good.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to be listening to you guys, and you guys wanted to see a shorter version of a wolf cut. There's loads of longer wolf cuts all over the internet, but I think you lose a lot of the definition or the severity, but also the softness. When you go too long, I think it just looks a little bit But today I'm going to be showing you one that is a lot shorter, something around about here, opening up the face, loads of texture, and also a question that I got asked was if I could put in a blunt line down the bottom. They would prefer then it all sort of straggly. Now that is the sort of trend with the shag, the mullet, the wolf cut. They're all very organic, raw, soft edges, frayed edges. But today I'm going to put a stronger line in down the bottom, and I'm also going to do a shorter wolf cut for you. So I'm going to be doing something as if I was doing it in the salon. So I have got my mannequin wet, but it is super simple, 2 sections. And I'm going to be bringing it forward for you guys to just to follow along. So let's get into the haircut. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a central section down the head. So straight down there to the nose. Let's hope that's centered.
Now, how cool was that? Again, taking something that is trending and educational and marrying it together to Newsjack and to create something. And I believe this video got like 30,000 views. It's amazing. You can do that too. What is trending and popular right now that you can recreate to go viral? And then use those key trending hashtags so people can find you. So in Paul's YouTube video, he put in the subject line, Squid Game haircut, wolf haircut, TikTok. He used all the perfect keywords that people are searching. That was a beautiful case study. Okay, now let's go to something next. Now, this one I'm so excited to share with you because you don't have to have 1 billion followers or 1 million or thousands of followers to go viral. Now, Rachel Beachboard is also a Joico educator, and I'm so proud of her because she created a video that I myself watched, I think, 1,000 times, because as a colorist, I thought, how come I never did this technique before? She used a double foil at the nape area when she is doing highlights. Like, maybe you've done it, but I didn't do it. I thought it was genius. And for Rachel, when she averages 1,000, 1,900 views, this video got almost 36,000 views. So let's take a look.
How you like that?
I want you to also look at where it says pro tip. In the caption, Rachel breaks down what she did to save time. So be sure to click save on this one. She's giving that call to action, and then tip was a game changer for her, okay? Now, when we look at all the accounts and all the brands, so I'll share this little story with you. One day, pre-global pandemic, I was traveling, going to do a presentation. I was in my hotel room and I thought, what do all my clients, all the Saga House clients, what do they all have in common? Their viral videos. What is it that they share? Are they all videos? Are they all tutorials? Like, what is it? And when I figured it out, I couldn't believe it. And I felt like I had this secret that I had to share with the world. If you look closely at the insights, you will see something. you will see that the majority of what goes viral are bookmarks, and that's saved. So let's take a peek at the bookmarks. So if you look on the right-hand side, you will see one that says 1162 on the right and another post that has 767. And so what they have in common is that majority of what goes viral is bookmarked. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's not that they have the most likes, it's not that they have the most views, it's that they have the most saves. So when you are scrolling through Instagram, how many of you save something and then at the same time don't like it or comment because you don't want anybody to know? Or maybe you like and comment because you love it, but you save it to review later. That is a huge point for the algorithm for Instagram, are saves. So how do we then take that information and make it help us go viral? Use that call to action in your captions, just like Rachel Beachboard did. She said, make sure to save this. You can even say for your professional content, bookmark this recipe. You can also say, comment for your consumers, something like bookmark this recipe or formula. Sometimes I like to say recipes, but formula, right? Now, maybe someone does see your video on Lumi 10 on how to cover gray hair in 10 minutes. And they're like, wait a second, I need to bookmark this so the next time I'm in the salon, I can also get this service. So use that call to action and watch your videos grow, okay? And not just your videos, but also your pictures. So then it comes like, well, how do I know if something went viral? There's a little thing we call benchmarking. So for example, if you have 1 million followers and your goal is to have 100,000 views, if you get 100,000 views, that really didn't go viral, right? Because that's your average. But if you have 1,000 followers and you get 100,000 views or 50,000 views, then you're going viral. So it's all relevant. So I'm going to give you another JOINATION homework assignment, and I want you to get your journal and write this out, because this is going to be your homework, and I'm going to take it through you step by step. So the first thing I want you to do, and you have to do this with either pictures or video. You can't do it with both because it will mess up your numbers. So I want you to take the last 10 pictures that you've posted to Instagram, and I want you to add them up. So on the right hand of the screen, under 1, you're going to see an example. So I just took the last 10 and we added that up. So that totaled 611. The next thing you want to do is divide that total by 10. And that will give you your average bookmark or average views or likes that you get on your video or pictures, okay? And this is what I want you to do. The next time you post a video or a picture and it's average or above, awesome. But if for some reason you do a post and instead of getting 61 likes, you get 20, your audience didn't really like that content, and it's time to archive it out of your grid and to replenish it with something else. Okay? So that is how you work on benchmarking, because we're all different, right? And so one brand or company or athlete or celebrity has a different average, and that's your goal. So that's your homework assignment. Take a picture of this screen sheet, anything you want, and make sure to go back and do that later. And if you want to send me a direct message on saga.haus and let me know what your average number is. And let's monitor it and see how it's going to grow with all these tips in the next few weeks, okay? So that is how you do benchmarking. Okay, now let's take a deep dive into creating consumer-friendly content that makes it so simple. So here we're featuring Megan Madberry, who is also a Joico educator. And in her video, I took some screenshots of her video because these are very great step-by-steps. The first thing Megan shows, and she's featuring Humidity Blocker Plus, is the before and with the product. And she looks joyful and she's smiling. And if you notice, she looks joyful throughout the content, right? You don't want to look angry or mad or stressed out when you are creating your content. You want to look joyful. Next, she shows the application using the product, okay? Third, she shows how to style. So she's showing the technique on creating the look. And then if you look closely, she even gives a tip or a feature about humidity blocker. It states eliminate static. So if I'm someone that's struggling with static, I'm going to think automatically, I need humidity blocker the next time I go see Megan because I'm tired of having static, right? Then she closes with the after. And if you don't feel comfortable showing yourself, it's okay. You can recreate these steps on a client, on a model to show consumers how to recreate the content. Because the ultimate goal is that when people see your posts, they do not unfollow you, right? Because sometimes, like, have you ever posted and then people unfollowed you and you wonder why? Like, why did I get unfollowed? What was wrong? Because you want them every time you post to say, this content, these videos, these pictures are so good, I never want to unfollow this account. And that's how you create follower retention. Okay, so that's a great example by Megan. And for pros, we want to be captivated. Now, some people call it clickbait. I call it curious covers. With professionals, we want to see something cool and new and neat, or something that intrigues us. So for example, when I look at something by Larissa Dahl, like this video, again, as a stylist, I thought, how come I never braided the hair like this when the hair was long? Get out of the way. And she shows creating foils and then braiding the hair gently to get it out of the way so it's kind of not everywhere and it looks nice and clean. Makes me want to learn more. Now for OMG Artistry, Olivia Smalley, she's showing how to stack the foils. And this is her cover for her video, which then again makes you want to go, I want to see the end result. And last but not least, the Blondologist, this is one of my favorite pictures because that attention to detail is so good. And it's so close to the scalp area, right? Freehand is amazing. Again, it captivates. So when you're going to post content for the professional, ask yourself, what interests you? What's going to captivate them to go, wow, I want to learn more, okay? Next, we're going to go into how to gain new customers. And the ticket here is to cultivate a targeted community. So I can talk for 1,000 years and hours about hashtags, but the message I want to share with you is if you use general hashtags, something like hashtag hairstylist, hashtag hair color, hashtag balayage, hashtag blonde balayage, those are all great hashtags. However, you're creating a global audience. And when you create a global audience, are all those people going to come and sit in your chair? Probably not, because maybe they're in another country, right? So they are good to have a blend of global hashtags. At the same time, you want local hashtags that are going to attract local customers. So in this example, I went to Munich, Germany under that hashtag, and I started to look at what different people were there. And as a salon or as a stylist, I want to engage with this community because eventually what this person's going to do is they're going to say, wait a second, who liked and commented on my post? And, oh, it's Cynthia Baker. She's doing hair in Munich, Germany. That's where I live. I need to go see her. Her hair, the results are stunning. So you really want to focus on creating those local hashtags to attract new customers. Then you want to go and also engage and socialize with that audience as well. So let me play you a quick little video on an example. So again, I'm under the hashtag Munich, Germany. I stumble upon this person and I'm going to comment on her post. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to say, hi, I'm Cynthia. I work at X Salon and I can really make your hair look amazing, right? That might turn her off. But if you just say something that has nothing to do about your business and you're like, wow, I love going to that place, or I love skiing too, I love the snow, I love the cold, something positive, uplifting, and nice and simple. So, and here I put looks so cold, love this as well, right? Now, what happens is she's going to get notified and you're like, who is this person? She's going to go to my Instagram. And if she sees content that she likes and loves, she's going to follow me. But first you're going to notice she's going to like your images. She might even comment on something. And once you get that follow, you know you captivated her. See, I would rather you have 5,000, 1,000 followers of people within your community where you could grow your services in your retail business than 5,000 of people around the world who don't help you build your business. Okay, so think about that. Think about making sure that it's not just any follower, but you grow the right followers. Okay, so let's continue. And I hope this is helping you guys so far. And in the comment box, let us know, what is your favorite tip so far? Okay. Now we're going to talk about how to increase revenue and services with your existing clients. Now we saw a little example with Megan and how she showed the tutorial on creating a look using Joico Humidity Blocker. But what's the purpose of this? The purpose is to showcase the results of all your Joico products and services, educate your consumers in between salon visits. Now think about this. Before social media, how many times did you see your clients in between their visits? I know for me, I wouldn't see them for 6 to 8 weeks. So let's take a look here at Val Salon. Now, how cute is that? All she does is show how to create lift and volume with Rise Up. Super simple to create that look. And now all their customers are seeing it and potential new ones. So in the book, they ask you answer. Marcus Sheridan shares that whatever questions your customers are asking you, answer that back with video. So if your customers are asking you over and over again, I'm trying to figure out how to create more lift in my hair. How do I do that? Create that content and those videos. Or you can even ask your customers what they want to see and recreate that in video. And now you're creating content that is in demand, that they want to see. And if they want to see it, there's probably 5 other people that want to see it as well. So I hope these videos are helping you identify the difference in how simple you can do to make content, okay? So again, don't forget, add your favorite tips in the chat box, and let's go to the next slide. Okay, now we're gonna talk about how to take your customers through a salon journey. Now, you might say, I have the best salon in the area, right? Many people will agree that they spend so much time and energy to create the best customer experience. And you want to show not only existing customers, but future and potential customers how they're going to go through that journey. Okay, so it's important to show their before, during, and after experience, and showing, what your vibe is. And ultimately, that vibe builds your tribe. So let's take a peek. So for Sophie Bobhead, she shows in this video how a customer comes in, like the before, and then she shows the application and their little snippets of her video. And then she shows the after. And if we look at it from beginning to end again, it shows the customer bouncing into the salon. Here we go. She's going to bounce into the salon. There she is in the salon. Now she's going to be doing her quick before, then application, and then after. So it's a super fun way to share with your audience how to create the look, because 60% of users on Instagram say that they find products through Instagram. That is huge. So think about how many times are you posting? And are you showing your products? Are you showing the services you offer? That's really important, because now, instead of waiting for someone to come into the salon, now you can show them in advance, okay? And trust me, think about it for a sec. I know I do it. So many times I see something, and it could be furniture, or it could be something else, and I'm like, I really should do this. And you're thinking about it. So in marketing, we call that impressions. So generally, it would take about 7 impressions, 8 impressions to make a consumer have a buying decision. And so what does that mean? What's an impression? So think about when you see something on a billboard or a commercial or some type of advertising, all of those are impressions. And so with social media, now we can have those impressions as many times as we want to post and whatever we want to share with our audience. So in the new digital era, just so you know, it takes 70 impressions before consumer makes a buying decision. That means that they have to see it from different avenues. So maybe not just on social, maybe they walk into the salon, maybe they see you using the product, maybe they see before and after in the salon. They're like, oh, I saw that on Instagram. I think I need it, or I think I need to buy it. Okay, so that's a huge example of what impressions are. Okay, now in the chat box, also write down what is it that you want to learn about social media, because after this, I will be doing a table talk and going through all your questions and answers on social. So if there's something in particular for yourself, make sure you book time with me to go over so we can help you. Okay, so let's go next. All right, so now I want to share with you one of my favorite new features. Now, how many of you have ever tried the new Collaborate feature? Now, Collaborate, you might have seen it before. It's pretty huge. If you look on the left side of the screen, you will see two names, Freestyle Salon and Joico Europe. And now what does that mean? That means that Freestyle Salon tagged Joico Europe and invited them. So I'm going to take you through how to use this feature. And all you have to do when you're uploading, you will see where it says add a collaborator. So once you draft your caption, on the right-hand side, it will say invite a collaborator, and all you have to do is search their name. So in this case, you're gonna search Joico Europe, it'll populate, and then you click on them, and then voila, they will get notified that they can also be a collaborator. And all they have to do is accept it, and now you're posted on Joico Europe. Now, here's another tip. How do we gain new customers from this amazing feature? What if this is your customer? And instead of maybe tagging a brand, you tag the customer and invite the customer to collaborate. Now, the client will receive a notification and it'll say, Cynthia Baker is inviting you to collaborate on this. Are you going to accept it? If they accept it, now this video will post to their Instagram to all of their friends, right? And more than likely, they have other friends within the community that need their hair done. So this is a genius way to grow your services and your products. If you use product in these videos, then the future customer also sees that as well. And your existing customer is so excited that you're featuring them that they're loving you, right? So this is a win-win that you get a feature client and also showcase them to their friends and family. Okay, so the next awesome feature are called post reminders. Now, how many of you have seen on the left-hand side, you'll see a little example where you're going to post and you see add a reminder and you're thinking, what is this for? I've never seen this before. Now, if you don't have this feature, it might only be available for creators and business accounts. So if you go to settings and you scroll down, it'll tell you who you are. So if it says switch to personal, that means that you're a professional account or business account. If it says switch to creator, it'll tell you which one you can switch to. That is under settings. But the majority of us, if you go to upload an image, you will see add reminder. Now, you can add reminders to your posts. How awesome is that? But then how do we use it? What's the best way to use post reminders? Super simple. So I gave you a few ideas here. Maybe you're going to be launching a video on how to create Valentine's Day hairstyles, and you're gonna post it February now, February 1st at 12 p.m., right? Now, all your audience will know that this video is about to launch and drop, which is huge for people to tune in. Now, if you also, maybe you just opened a new salon, you're having a re-grand opening or something exciting, you can also post about it and then add a reminder that your salon is going to have a grand opening. You can add the start time and you can also add the end time if you want. That is completely optional. Or maybe you're now going to be launching Lumi 10 for great coverage in 10 minutes, and you want to let all of your followers know that you are going to be launching this amazing service. You can do a post about it, do a teaser, and then put here, launching Lumi 10, great coverage in 10 minutes. Put a start time and an end time, and boom, now everybody knows. And by the way, the results are amazing, okay? So in the chat box, let me know so far, which one is your favorite of these new features? Now, I have another one I want to share with you that is one of my favorites too. Now, many times I ask people, have you ever gone live on Instagram? And usually the answer is, no, I'm completely scared. So in the chat box, answer that. Have you gone live before on Instagram or even Facebook or TikTok? And if not, from a level 1 to 10, how comfortable do you feel? Are you 1, like, no way, not gonna happen, I might explode? Or are you 10, I got this, so easy for me, no problem? So put that in the chat box as well so we can see what your level of comfortability is. Because Instagram has a new feature. When you go live, you can change your broadcast audience. So if you look in the middle, so the middle will show on the very bottom where it says story, reels, and live. If you scroll over to live, it'll give you different topics to choose from. In this case, you can click audience. Now, once you click audience, it'll give you 2 options. Do you want a public audience, which means all of your followers will see, plus be notified, plus because Facebook owns Instagram, they also want to promote live. And so they're also going to grab and cultivate an audience for you as well and help you build that audience. Okay. Now, if you're like, wait, I'm a little nervous, or maybe you feel like you're a pro, but you want to practice your live first, you can now click on practice and you can go live by yourself. You can check the lighting, check the audio, make sure you feel comfortable. You can even practice with someone else. How cool is that? And then that way, when you're ready to go live, voila, you feel comfortable and you're ready to rock and roll. Now, how awesome is that? Now, what I want to challenge you for your JOINATION social homework number 52, I give you a lot of homework assignments, is just practice. You don't have to post it. You don't have to go live until you feel completely comfortable. But what happens is, when you go live, that's the number 1 way for you to grow your followers. So if we can put in a level of order. So number 1 is go live. Why? Because again, Facebook and Instagram, that's their number 1 feature that they want to promote. They want people to feel like they have live action 24/7. So going live. The second thing are posting reels. The more often you post reels, the more Instagram will reward you and give you more followers and more viewership on that reel. Okay. And in just a second, I'm going to go and break down many other cool ways on how to go viral. Okay. So what I want you to see here on the right-hand side, another amazing feature is called schedule. So you could schedule your lives and put a timer on it. So you can put live covering great coverage in 10 minutes using hashtag Lumi10 and put a start time to your live and you will get a countdown clock. Okay, so all of these are great features to help you grow your social media. Okay, so don't forget, if you're just joining us, please add your Instagram name to the chat box, because one of the homework assignments for JOINATION social session is to follow at least 5 other colleagues. So you can go through and figure out, like, what other Instagram accounts do you really love? And you can just go one by one. Okay, so let's go next. Now, I have to say, no matter where I'm at, it could be dinner, it could be running into someone, everyone wants to know this. How do I grow my followers? What is it that I can do to grow my followers? And take a screenshot of this, because this is the main things. I would say there's probably a list of 30 things. See, because it's not just one thing. It's not post more. It's not just do a video. It's all of these things combined that will help you grow your follower base. Okay, so let's start from the first one. One is post frequency. So the more often you post on Instagram, and this is also inclusive for TikTok, for YouTube, for Facebook, for Pinterest, the more you are in posting content, the more the platforms reward you and show your content first. Now, that is huge because it already gives you an advantage. And also, if you post today, and let's just say you don't post for another 2 months or 6 weeks, and you're like, oh, yeah, Cynthia said I have to post again, and you do another post, you start to lose your audience, the people that are engaged with you. So, frequency does help. You just have to decide how often is good for you. So, you don't have to post every day. But maybe for you, your key number is 3 times a week. Like, okay, I can commit to posting 3 times a week, or maybe 4 times, because I want to do 2 pro videos and 2 consumer videos to grow my audience. Okay. So write in the chat box, what do you think is the best day for you to create content? Now, some influencers and experts in our industry, they do a thing called batch content. And what that means is they pick a specific day or time of day that all they do are make the videos that day. So maybe your slow day is Tuesday, or maybe you want to commit to your Mondays, whatever that is. And you can prepare the lighting, prepare your setting, prepare your model, or prepare it on yourself. And now you feel like, okay, cool. I have 4 videos already, and I'm going to wait till next week, and I don't feel so stressed out. Okay. So even though you want to be frequent so the more frequent you are, the more frequent your audience is going to be. And they're going to know, oh my goodness, Paul's going to launch a video because today is Wednesday. Okay. So the more consistent, the better. Also, you want to make sure to post frequently and consistently, right? Next is the shorter, the better. Okay. Now, this is a huge tip because the algorithm loves 100% completion. So what does that mean? Well, that means that if you have a video that's 60 seconds and the audience completes 100% of watching that video, then that video will more than likely go viral. The problem with a 60-second video is we're not really captivated that long, right? We want to see something quick. And in this day and age, 60 seconds may be too long sometimes. So the shorter you can make that video, the better. So a good time frame right now that we're noticing that is going viral is 7 to 15 seconds. Now, if you look at Katrina Kelly's video, that video was short and sweet. We call them beauty bites, right? So making sure that they're short and sweet, shorter the better, okay? And so next in line, we've talked about live being top of the funnel as number 1 to grow your reach. Second are reels, okay? So creating reels and TikTok. So a little tip here, whenever Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube, whatever platform you prefer, launches a new feature, you jump in and use it. Learn it, get to know it. Because they're launching a new feature, they're going to be showing that new feature as much as possible. And what we've noticed is when we have the collaborate feature on, that video performs at least 25% better than if you don't use the collaborate feature, okay? So make sure that you're always using the new features such as Reels. So Instagram and TikTok are kind of at a little audience war. They all want your attention. And so why Instagram is focused on Reels, okay? And shorter the better, don't forget that. But you can also repurpose. So sometimes you're like, really? I got to post on TikTok too? Or how many other platforms? I don't have time for this. It's okay. You can create your content in Instagram, your reel. At the very end, before you add text, before you add stickers or GIFs or anything else, you want to hit save. And when you save that, we call that just like the raw video. So save it without anything else. Then when you're ready to go to TikTok, all you simply have to do is upload that video. You're going to use TikTok's audio, TikTok's text, their filters, their everything else, but that allows you to repurpose the content and not have to feel like you have to create it all over again, okay? So that's a great way to repurpose. Another tip, I told you I have like a billion tips. Look at your post from last year, 21. What went viral for you? What did exceptionally well? Repost that this year. Figure out when you want to repurpose posts that did phenomenal for you last year and repost them. So a good number would be go 3 months back at least. You don't want to post something recent, but go 3 months back and say, what can I reuse in order to gain that audience that I know worked really well? And it also saves you time, right? So if you're going to post 5 times a week, 1 could be a repost, 2 could be new for pros, and 2 could be for consumers. All right, and don't forget, you want to go live. Now, this is a big deal. And if you're struggling, please send me a DM at saga.haus and say, I want to go live, but I'm scared, or I went live, or I'm going live. Cynthia, watch me. I need some feedback. But going live is such a game changer that I couldn't stress that enough. And then next, when you're looking at your creating content, it's important to give value to your audience. Are you educating your consumers? Are you educating your professionals? Are you inspiring them? Think about an account you love or accounts you love. Why do you love them? Normally, it's because of the lifestyle, or you feel inspired. They make you laugh. They make you feel good. They give you tips and insights, right? Are you giving that back to your audience? Are you sharing your knowledge and your expertise back to them so they never want to miss your posts again? And next, I want you to show yourself. Now, homework assignment, I want you to go through your Instagram pictures and tell me, send me a DM or send it to Joico Europe, what your number 1 post is. Is it a hair tutorial or is it of you? Many times when you post a picture of yourself, and it doesn't have to be every day, it could be once a month or once every 3 months, but I guarantee you it's more than likely your number 1 post, because people love to see your beautiful face and it's relatable and they go, oh, that's Samantha, I love her, like and comment, right? Oh, that's Brad, love him, like and comment. So it's really important to also have yourself in front of your audience too, so they can recognize you. And if you look at the people who are really good at showing themselves, right? We look at Paul, you can look at David, Katrina, Larissa Dahl. They're always showing themselves. And when you see them, automatically like, oh, I know her. I feel connected to that person because I see them all the time, okay? Next, we're going to talk about call to actions. Now, what is that? That's pretty important, especially for going viral. Now, with call to actions, what you want to do is make sure when you are creating your caption to have the first sentence, the first line be a question. That means you're having your audience do an action. So what's a good example? It could be maybe a carousel grid post that has maybe a style half up, half down, another style is down or up style, whichever you choose. And in the caption, all you have to say is left or right, which one is your favorite? Or left and right, question mark. It's up to you. And what's going to happen are people are going to start participating. They're going to say left, right, both. All your work is amazing. And it triggers algorithm. And the algorithm's going to go, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is good content. We need to show it to more people. Okay. Now, another good call to action could be something like, which one do you prefer? Do you like blondes or brunettes? Or swipe to see the after. So whatever question. So many times what happens are people will create a long caption, and then at the very end, they'll ask a question. And if you're not gonna, unless you scroll all the way down, you're probably never ever gonna see that question, right? So always make the question first. So in the caption or in the chat box, let me know, do you do this already? Or are you like, wait a second, this is a great idea. I'm going to start adding call to actions as the first sentence in the caption. Now, again, when we look at how to go viral, It's not just one thing. It's all these things combined. So when the next time you look at something that went viral, I want you to ask yourself, how long was that video? Was it 7 to 15 seconds? Did it have a call to action? Did it say to save or bookmark? You'll start to understand and piece all these things together. It's really important to monitor and look at the successful viral videos and accounts and go, how do we recreate that as well? Okay. And that's what we looked at today, right? We looked at David Murray and he looked at his viral video, Paul Watts, and go, okay, why did it go viral? Because they were newsjacking, they were answering questions their customers are asking of them. Okay. Next, it's get reposted. Now, are you tagging at Joico Europe on your content creation to be featured? Make sure you do that, but don't just tag them in the caption. You want to tag Joico Europe also on the video or on the picture. Now, what'll happen is when you tag them on the video or the picture, you will also populate under their account so other people can view you. So many times I see people who will only tag the brand in the caption and they never get to see it, right? Because as a brand, we're always looking to repost and feature your amazing work. And the first thing we do is we go to the tagged images under our account, so at Joico or at Joico Europe, and we scroll and we go, what's amazing content that we want to show with our audience? And that's how you can be reposted. And here's another little tip. If you send us a DM and even add your Joico formula, that really helps as well, because we love to add formulas to our captions so we can then share that with our audiences. So I hope all these tips are helping, and let me know in the chat box, or also, are you going to join our table talk so I can answer any questions? Maybe there was a portion where you're like, oh, I wish I knew more and I want to find out more questions. Okay, next is to be social. So it's not just about posting. Many times people will post and go, okay, I'm done. I did my post. Are you happy now? That's not enough. Instagram wants you to be social. So when you first started Instagram, you probably don't know this, but when you accepted all their rules and conditions, you authorized them to monitor how many times your finger touches the phone when you're in their app. Did you know that? Like, what? So that's how they know if it's authentically you engaging, talking to your audience in the app. If you use a bot, so that would be an app to buy followers, buy likes, they know it's not you two ways. One, because they know that it's not your finger, right? There's nothing touching in the app, moving around. And two, bots are usually 24 hours and they know you're not up 24 hours, right? Maybe, yeah, probably not. So it's just really important to grow your Instagram and all your social media platforms authentically and organically. Another key factor is what we call the trust score. Now, you don't want to be shadow banned, because if you're ever shadow banned from any of the platforms, that means they're not going to show your account to anyone. So one time I ran into this hairstylist and she says, I don't know why I'm not growing. It's been months and my likes are followers are dropping. I don't understand. So I said, okay, so let me look at it. So I'm looking at it. All her content, all her videos and pictures look really phenomenal. But there was a problem. And so I asked this person, I said, have you purchased followers, purchased comments or likes? And she said, well, yeah, I did. I go, and you probably got caught. And so now you cannot resurrect this account. So what that means is you're probably going to have to start fresh. And none of us want to do that, right? Because we worked so hard to grow the follower base that we currently have. So it's really important to post organically, comment authentically, follow the people you truly want to follow, because you don't want to unfollow them. Nobody loves that feeling, right? You're like, why did they unfollow me? Why did they unfollow me? Nobody likes that. So you want to make sure that your trust score with Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the platforms is amazing, A+, 100%. So that way they show your content to more and more people. So if you have any questions about any of the topics we went through, please join me in just a few minutes at the next table chat for social media Q&A. You can also send me a direct message at saga.haus and just say, Cynthia, send me your hashtag cheat sheet, and I will do that for you, okay? So that'll be my thank you for tuning in from me to you is giving you a hashtag cheat sheet and at saga.haus. So with that, I want to say thank you to everyone who joined us today. I hope this was awe-inspiring and that you feel excited and ready to rock and roll your next social media post. So thank you.
Whoa. Thank you, Cynthia. Talk about the social media boost, right? And while we are at it, make sure to follow our accounts as well on Instagram. We're not saying goodbye to Cynthia yet, as she will remain on the platform.